All of a sudden there's a lot of shirtless men out in my front yard. Anywho, so I haven't done one of these first impressions videos in a really long time, and I really do like doing these because I feel like for the most part, foundations and mascaras you can do a first impressions on and get a very accurate perception of whether you're gonna like it or love it or really not like it. So I do like doing it for foundations and mascaras, and the last first impressions I had with the Hourglass Immaculate Foundation didn't go so well, so I'm hoping that this one will be better. I just wasn't a fan of that one. But the one that we're doing today is the Becca Matte Skin Shine Proof Foundation. I have mine in the color Nude. I already took it out of the box. And it is supposed to be a It's supposed to be a medium buildable coverage foundation that absorbs oil and shine while perfecting the look of your skin. That sounds nice. So I am looking forward to seeing how this works. I did pick it up at Sephora. It is 42 doll hairs. So it is more of a pricey foundation. The colors, they have 18 colors, so that's a pretty wide selection of color ranges. So hopefully if you do like it, or if I like it and encourage you to purchase it, you can find your perfect shade. I already have it on my skin because I already started to film the beginning of the first impression, so this is what it looks like after 5 minutes of wear. It better look good after 5 minutes of wear, but I am going to come back, you know, probably do 2 check-ins with you guys to see how it wears throughout the day, if it really is shine proof on this oily skin, and really give my thoughts of the product. I know I've been preaching to you guys about how much I've been loving a dewy, radiant look on foundations, but I did want to try a matte look, especially with the hotter weather coming up, because a dewy foundation just isn't going to last as long on my oily skin. So what I can do with a matte, if I still want that dewy look, is just add in some illuminizing liquids or add in some highlights just to kind of control where I want that dewiness to be, rather than making my whole face like that and, you know, messing with the longevity of any foundation. So I am looking forward to see how this wears throughout the day, but if you want to see my first impressions on this foundation, then just keep watching. Okay, hey guys, so we are going to be testing this bad boy out. It is the, like I said before, Becca Matte Skin Shine Proof Foundation. I got it in the color Nude, and we're going to put it to the test right now. I use this all the time, so I am going to start off with my Urban Decay B6 Prep Spray. If you have oily skin, this is so good. I love this stuff. I'm a little scared to spray this all over my face since I've already done my... Ugh, that was a bad idea. Since I've already done my eyeshadow, but oh well. We're going with it. So I just spray a little bit of that on, and it really does help keep oil and redness at bay. At least in my personal opinion. Since I bought this stuff last summer, I have not gone without it one single day. I love it. As you can see, I've done some of my makeup, but not everything, as I can't really do everything without doing my foundation first. So just bear with me, girls or guys. Let's go ahead and start off with primer, because I always use primer. And I'm going to start off with my Benefit Professional, because that's what I've been going back to recently. This is what it looks like here. I'm sure you guys have all seen and heard of this magical potion before, but just in case. So I'm just gonna kind of push it into my skin, where I tend to get very oily and the pores just want to be the star of the show. So that would be the forehead, the nose, right in here in the cheek area. Try my best not to mess up my brows. My brows! Okay, so now that we have that on, let's get to the good part and start using this. I'm not sure about the color yet, especially since I just have self-tanned, so you can see that my chest and neck area is much darker than my face, because I usually don't tan my face. What shall we use? I'm going to use this Sigma Flat Angled Kabuki. This is the F88. I absolutely love this brush, and I think everybody should own it and foster this brush and bring it into your homes, because it's just that good. I like the angle of it because it really does a good job of like getting into hard to reach areas on the face. And the denseness of the brush is just perfection. So, oh, this is kind of hard to open, but whatever. Let me read you the back of this too. It is a medium buildable coverage foundation that absorbs oil and shine while perfecting the look of skin. Well, doesn't that sound nice? Oh, glad I read the directions. It says shake before use. So let's shake it like a salt shaker. Okay. Was that a little too late? Oh god. Shake it like this. And then I'm going to pour a little bit onto my hand. And it's pretty thick, that's what it looks like. So it's not very like runny or anything. I mean, I can lift it upside down and it's not going to go anywhere. So hopefully the coverage is pretty good. And then I am just going to dot this on my face like dot this on my face like I usually do. And I'm not using too much because I'd rather, you know, use too little and just have to go back and get more than over apply and then it's just a hot mess. So come in closer, child. Hopefully the lighting's okay. I'm using natural lighting today and sometimes it's hit or miss and this, I don't want you to use that one. And sometimes it's hit or miss. So I am just going to take my angled kabuki brush and buff this in. The color is a little bit light since I have the spray tan on, but it's not that bad. I would rather it be too light than too dark, and then it looks like you've applied like Nutella to your face as your foundation. Have you guys seen that pin where like the girl is on Pinterest? The girl is at like a club with her friend and she's smiling. Her foundation is literally 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shades darker than it should be. And then there's a pin that says like, what kind of foundation do you use? And she's holding up a can of Nutella. So funny. Anyways, thought I'd share that with you. Okay. Now this is not the easiest to blend in, but that's okay. I would assume too if you used a beauty blender that it would make it a little bit easier because the wetness or the dampness, whatever, would thin out the formula a little bit, making it easier to blend. But so far, I mean, I really like the finish of it. I look so white on camera right now. Let me scoot you back. Why do I look so white? I look like a ghost. Thank you, natural lighting. Okay, so I really like it so far. The finish of it is not super matte. So I think if you have drier skin and you're still looking for a matte foundation, I still think you could pull this off because it's not like super matte. The last foundation, the last really matte foundation that I bought and did a first impressions of was the Hourglass Immaculate Powder Foundation or Immaculate Foundation, something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. And it was just, the finish of it was just disgusting because it was so powdery, and for it to turn out that powdery on skin that's extremely oily, I can't even imagine what it would do to somebody who has, you know, like normal or combination skin. Just bleh. I was not a huge fan of that foundation, but this one, it's not as matte. It just has a very natural finish. Like if I had normal skin, you know, not combination, not dry, not oily, then I think this is how my skin would actually look. You know, it's not matte, it's not dry, it's not greasy, it's not oily, it's not any of those things, but it just looks like normal skin. So that's essentially what I would like for the most part when I'm using a foundation. I just want my skin to look natural, and I really do think that that's what this delivers. The coverage of it, I would say, is medium. I still do have, well, not really. I would say it's medium coverage. I don't really have, you know, a lot of redness peeking through or anything like that, and it doesn't feel super heavy on the skin. Even though I showed you that it was like a thicker formula, it doesn't feel anything like, you know, a mask on my face. So some examples would be like Kat Von D definitely feels heavier. The Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation definitely feels heavier. This doesn't feel like that at all. So I do appreciate that as well. As far as it being shine proof, obviously I can't really tell yet until I give it the test of time. So what I'm going to do is come back in a few hours. Forgot to tell you guys what time it is. It is, can you see that? It's 11:56. So I will come back in a few hours and report back with, you know, what my face looks like and what I think. We'll see if it actually stands up to my oily, greasy Kentucky Fried Chicken face. And yeah, let me put on the rest of my makeup, bronzer, blush, all that, so you can see what it would look like without looking so flat. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have the rest of my makeup done, it does obviously look even better because I could put like the bronzer on and the blush on just to give my face a little bit more dimension. And yeah, I mean, I really like it. Obviously, I don't know why I'm looking so pale on camera. I don't know how that's going to turn out on your computers or phones or wherever you're watching this from, but the color actually does match pretty well, even considering that I do have a self-tan on. So I'm pretty happy with the color. The finish is just very much looks like my skin. It's not too matte, it's not too dry, it's not too oily or greasy or dewy. So I do really like that, because if I'm gonna add, you know, a highlight, I can kind of control where I want that dewiness to, or that shininess to come from. So I do really like that. I think it'll be great for the summertime too, but let's go ahead and give you a close-up. Hi there. So you can hopefully kind of see like where the bronzer and blush has kind of, you know, helped a little bit with the dimension on my face, but hopefully you can see the finish of it too and see how well it did cover my redness. I don't have a lot of acne right now, but I do have, definitely always have redness right in here. So it did cover up that pretty nicely. And I will be back in, it always makes me nervous when my dog barks and I'm home alone. I don't know if you heard that. But I'm gonna go run some errands, do some work and things like that, and I will be back in a few hours to report back. I'll see you guys soon. Hi guys, I am back. It is now 6:37 and here's my face. I am really impressed with this foundation. I do have some shinies in here and right in my forehead, but other than that, for it to be holding up for what, 6 hours or so, I mean, that's not bad. So shine proof so far, I would say, yeah, it's pretty shine proof, especially since my skin is so oily. I mean, it's inevitable for somebody with as much oil production as I have on my face to be completely shine free for 6 hours, but I mean, for it to only be like right here on my cheekbones and then a little bit on my forehead, not bad at all. I don't think that it has oxidized at all. I think the color has completely stayed the same, which can be kind of rare sometimes with foundations for my skin. So that's a plus as well. And yeah, I mean, it's still covering up my redness. My like blush and bronzer and all that is still on, so I'm pretty impressed, I've got to say. I will go ahead and check back in another couple hours here so we can see almost a full day's wear, and then you guys can get my full first impression, all my thoughts on this foundation. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Hi guys, hopefully I don't look too blue. I had to put up the umbrella lights since it is now dark outside, and it is a 9:28 and it has held up really good, like really good. So I'm really impressed. I will definitely be using the entire bottle, and yeah, I really can't say a bad thing about it. Again, it still didn't oxidize throughout the day, and still have that shininess right in here and then on the forehead. And I did want to mention that before, once I applied the foundation, I did put on my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and as a setting powder, and that's all I did. I usually use the Urban Decay D-Slick. I think it's a D-Slick. I usually use the Urban Decay All Nighter makeup setting spray, but I didn't use it today because I just wanted to kind of test it and see the foundation. I wanted to test and see the foundation and see if it would hold up even without using this. So I didn't use this, and I always use this, and it still held up really, really nicely. So yeah, I do want to mention that although I didn't really have a lot of like activity, I mean, I ran one errand and then pretty much was just doing stuff around the house. I did not blot one single time. So this is me without touching up one single time since I put on this foundation. So that says a lot as well. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you guys have oily skin and makeup just seems to slide right off your face, or especially like with the summertime coming up, I would totally recommend this foundation. It is pretty impressive. So again, I hope this was helpful for you guys, and if you have any questions, definitely let me know down below or hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, and I will be sure to get back to you. I will see you guys next time. Bye!